Happy Friday, readers! Welcome back to The Litdulterous Whore. I'm your host, Stacey Wright. This is season 2, episode 12 of my Read Like Rory challenge. And the book I picked today was Atonement. Now, I almost didn't record this episode today because I just did my very first studio recording of my newest podcast with my co-host Hannah called The Toppling TBR. And we spent about half an hour kind of having a sit down chit chat back and forth about what books we like, how we read them, and kind of getting to know each other because she lives in the USA and I live in Canada. So we met on Facebook and we have a vision of what we would like our new channel to be like. So I spent a lot of time doing that today, and I almost didn't have time to do this one, but I'm squeezing it in. So do not worry, it will be live for you today. Yay. So I have had one of those weeks where I have received more books than I have time to read. So because I am an influencer, what I do is if I have a lot of books, the publication date are really similar. So I have to try and keep up with this amount of books. Like, I don't know if you can see this. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, 2 of them are already out. 4 of them are coming out in the next couple of weeks. And that is a lot of reading. And that doesn't include the books that I already have on my Kindle or the books that I already have as audiobook arcs as well. So it's been one of those weeks. So as an influencer, what I have a tendency to do, and I'm going to show you what I do real quick, is I grab one of my magnetic bookmarks and I set myself 4 to 5 chapters up to 50 pages in each book to read per day. So what I have been doing is using the magnet one to mark where I want to get to in one day and using the laminated one to show where I'm currently at. And it works really well for me because last night I went to bed fairly early. Like, I put my kids down in their room at 6:30 and I came to my room so we could all have quiet time. So I managed to get through 5 of these because it's about half an hour-ish to read about 40 to 50 pages for me. So I'm on target to have all of these finished by the end of next week, which is great because I really need to catch up. Now, my current book, audiobook, I don't know if you've ever read it, but I'm reading Rose in Chains, and it's by Julie Soto, and everyone's raving about it, okay? Absolutely raving about it. I'm bored. I'm really bored. I'm halfway and not really much is happening, and I'm this close to DNFing it, and I really hate to do that, but I'm so close to doing that. So anyway, Read Like Rory. So I kind of thought I had already read Atonement by Ian McEwan. And I was like, I'm going to do a reread because it's been a while. The book was released in 2001, and I could have sworn I read it when it came out, like a year after it came out, because I'd had my son. And I was about 33 pages in, and I'm like, I don't remember any of this. Halfway through the book, and I'm like, I've never read this book. I don't know what I confused it with. I really don't. But I couldn't stop laughing. So I'm like, I can't believe I thought I'd read this book. And I hadn't. And it was kind of embarrassing. So whatever. I'd been telling people that I'd read it and I clearly hadn't. And that's really shameful when you are a reader, is to say you've read a book that you haven't read. Okay, so whatever. But yeah, that was massively embarrassing. But at least now I have read it. Anyway, so what is Atonement about? I don't know if you've ever seen the movie. Apparently it's really good. It's got Keira Knightley in it. I think I fell asleep because we put it on really late and I didn't get around to watching it. So anyway, it's about this girl. She's 13. Her name's Bryony, and she witnesses a flirtation between her older sister and the groundskeeper's son, Robbie. And what happens is, because she can't grasp what's going on between 2 consenting adults, she literally tells somebody that Robbie was doing something to her sister. Now, it basically follows the story of the repercussions of what happens because everybody believes this little girl saying that her sister was attacked by this person. opposed to the fact that they were together. So, because obviously she was a wealthy woman, and it's the family didn't want to believe that. It's easier to believe the lie than to believe that their daughter wanted to be with a pauper. So the false allegations ends up having like really severe consequences for pretty much everybody involved, because the sister leaves and doesn't look back. The boy ends up in jail. It's what she did was truly heinous. And as she gets older, she's realizing what she did and she really wants forgiveness. Okay, so that's basically what it's about. And then the last part of the book is Bryony is now she's an author, and she is looking for forgiveness and atonement. So that's what her book is called. Now, why do I think Rory would have enjoyed this book? Now, I think Rory would have really loved the fact that this book is about love and about war. So Robbie, like, he goes to jail and then he's released and he has to join the army because it's during wartime, right? So, and the girl, the sister, she loved him. And once he's out of prison and she's a nurse, they manage to find each other again. It's really sweet. He has PTSD. It's quite a harrowing tale, really. It's like, we get the childhood, we get the adulthood. There's the whole thing about the class divides, guilt and forgiveness. And I think that the subject matter alone was enough to really be something that Rory would have really enjoyed. And the narrative, like, there was such brilliance in the narrative, and the prose was absolutely beautiful. And honestly, I think that Rory would have really enjoyed the book regardless of the subject matter because of how beautiful the writing is. I truly believe that. It's very character driven, and Rory seems like the kind of person who will read things with flowery prose, and she would pick that over subject matter. Honestly, I get the appeal. I do. I get it. I understand why she read it. Now, what did I think about it? Now, it was a really easy read. It was one of those books you could kind of just read and get through it. It wasn't difficult. The writing was really quite beautiful. I think that the writing is what sold it for me, because honestly, there's a lot of descriptive storytelling and not much plot. It's Yeah, that it's not plot driven at all. And honestly, even though it's more about the characters, I don't even think the characters were particularly well rounded. They were a little one dimensional from my liking. Like, these characters were just kind of, they did their parts in this, because it was more about the descriptive prose than it was about anything else. And I'm okay with that. I actually quite enjoyed it for that reason. Now, I also really enjoyed how the author took this story about this one little lie, and it was a very tiny lie. Like, she didn't say, oh, he was down there beating her or, essaying her. The way she put it forward was, it snowballed out of control and she couldn't pull it back. And because she didn't have any knowledge about adult things, she was kind of molded by other adults to agree to what their version of the narrative was, which was really quite disgusting. Now, obviously, it wasn't an earth-shattering read for me. It wasn't. I can understand why it won awards, because, don't get me wrong, the author is really gifted in the way he writes, but I don't feel like there was enough meat to the story for me, and that's a real shame, really, a real shame. Now, I gave it 3.5 cups of Luke's Diner coffee. Now, I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy it, because I really did, but I don't know. That wasn't one of my favorites. It wasn't. Okay. I'm having a bit of a dilemma on what book I want to do next, because I got a few different library holds all in one go. Now, I got The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, and I got the book about 2.5 weeks ago. So I only have 2 days left to finish it. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it with everything else I've got going on fast enough for before it goes back. And I was just going to re-up it again, but people are waiting for it. So I don't think that's going to work. Now, if I can squeeze it in, I might do that one. I did Anachrona. Anyway, I'm not going to spoil what I thought about that one. I did get a copy of As We Lay Dying by William Faulkner. And I also got a copy of The Bluest Eyes by Toni Morrison. And there was, I got Angela's Ashes. And there was one other, I can't remember what it was right now. I can't remember what it was right now. But so I have some options, but I really haven't decided yet which book I'm going to choose. Now, if there's a book on Rory's list that you are interested in buddy reading with me, you have to send me an email because I am absolutely desperate to buddy read one of these books with another person. So email me at litdulterous@gmail.com, and any of the books on her list I haven't already done a podcast episode on, please, we can do this. You don't have to come on the show, but it would just be really nice to have somebody to talk to whilst I'm reading it, to bounce ideas off of, and maybe put my thought process into a bit more of a linear fashion because I'm hectic, I'm chaotic. You've been following me for a while, you know this about me. So contact me on those. Now, I can even email you a list if you'd like to have a look at it. And I'm more than happy to do multiple books with multiple people. Just drop me an email. Again, if you want a copy of the PDF and you don't want to read with me, that's okay. I can also do that. So just send me an email at litdulterous@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram at litdulteroushore. You can find me on TikTok at Litdulterous. You can find me on Facebook, again, at Litdulterous. You can find me for my book reviews and all my other book merch stuff on Instagram at Bookalorian Designs, Facebook at The Bookalorian Designs, TikTok at Bookalorian_designs. And you can find all my reviews at thelionessofliteracy.com. And I really, really would love for you to come and join me and Hannah on our journey on the Toppling TBR. So far, we have set up a YouTube channel, so you should come over. We are literally just about to start uploading stuff, so it's brand spanking new. You should come check it out. It's youtube.com/at the Toppling TBR. We do have a Facebook page at the Toppling TBR. I'm still working on the Instagram and the TikTok. I promise I will get them up, and you will be able to find us on Spotify as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really enjoying the Read Like Rory challenge, although I'm really wishing that my influencer program wasn't getting in the way so much, but they're sending me 3 books. I'd be a big whiny baby if I kept whining about that. I hope you have the reading weekend that you deserve, and I will be back on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, guys. Take care. This is Stacey Wright, the Litdulterous Whore, signing off. Bye.